Yes, welcome back. It's the Carolina Blue Pod, season 2. New season, who this? You know what I'm saying? New year, new me. It's your host, Chudy Blue. I got my boy D-Rock with me, and we back, baby.
Yes, sir. Another season. More dubs on the way. Big dubs on the way.
We happy, man. I got a big smile on my face. I took the kids out to the blue and white game yesterday. And man, I got to see the Tar Heels for the first time this year, playing some full court action. So I'm definitely excited to talk about what I seen today, man. I mean yesterday. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, man. Pulled up to the arena. They didn't give us a time. It was originally supposed to be in Cherokee, and the hurricane prayers out to everybody affected by the hurricane. Um, they are getting proceeds together from the blue and white game. I think they raised close or over 100 and about $120,000 for the hurricane relief efforts. So the game was going to start 45 minutes after the football game. They had the football game outside, playing outside of the stadium while everybody was lined up. And the football team had a chance to win, but it didn't go the right way. Uh, was outside waiting in line. They finally let us in, and then the show began, man. We did, definitely excited about this year's Tar Heel team, man. Tell me what you want to know, man. Tell me what you want to know.
Yeah, so we're just gonna do like a little, role reversal. So like I said, I didn't get a chance to go to the game. So, since you were able to, see everything up close and personal, live in action. Yeah, just tell me some of the some of the standouts, some of the players that from that that played last year, and any improvements that you saw, and some ones that you're really excited about.
Well, if we're talking about last year, I mean, uh, you always want to start out. I want to start out talking about Elliot Cadeau if we're talking about last year. That's what I want to start at, man. I mean, we got RJ Davis back. Wonderful. He had his best year last year. Um, we know what we're gonna get out of RJ. We wanted to see improvements out of Elliot Cadeau, and I am here to tell you, you will see improvements out of Elliot Cadeau. He already could do everything on the court. He's great handling the ball already when he came in as a freshman. He's a great passer already when he came in as a freshman, getting into the lane. What we wanted to see more of is a better shooting ability. They were leaving him wide open last year. He's been working really hard on that shot all summer, all off season, and the shot shows improvement. He did knock down a three. Um, it looks good. It looks confident. The biggest improvement that I'm seeing out of Elliott, they're gonna have a lot of problems with Cadeau this year, and I'm gonna tell you, you can't put. I mean, you're gonna want to stop RJ with the season he had last year. So your best defender might be on RJ. You got Ian Jackson there on the other wing, who's a big time scorer coming out of high school. You're gonna have issues with Elliott. They're gonna find that out very soon because with his handle, he's getting to any spot he wants on the court easily right now. From what I've seen in the blue and white game, and now he has learned how to finish at the college level. It was you're gonna have a year to adjust. You got bigger guys out there. You can't do what you did in high school, easily get into the basket. Elliot Cadeau is getting in the lane now, and he's like the game is in slow motion now. Now he's like when he gets to his spot, he's shouldering people off of him. He's stopping, looking, floaters now instead of trying to get all the way to the basket and getting blocked sometimes like last year. He has the floater, or he's pushing the guy that's on him in front of the shot blocker, then laying it up. He's doing all of that now. So he's already hard to stay in front of with the crossover, and now he's in the lane, easily moving around the way he wants to and getting any shot he wants. And then that added with the impact of having just a little bit better shooting ability. If it gets any better, they're in trouble, man. You can't do anything with him now. He's doing whatever he wants to. So that's the biggest last year change that I see. He's going to cause havoc this year. It's gonna be over for defenders, man. You can't do anything with him. So that's number one.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Cadeau taking that leap this year. Looking forward to him, knocking down those perimeter shots more consistently. Like you mentioned, like getting into the lane, playing off of 2 feet. Like you said, which really helps with slowing the game down. And like you said, just being able to hit those floaters, you know, 2 feet in the paint. If you don't have it, be able to either float it, shoot a pull up jump shot, if you're coming off the pick and roll once you get in there, or, kick it out to, one of the perimeter players. Definitely going to have a lot of shooters out there. Definitely going to have a lot of shooters for him to kick it out to, and,
Yeah,
some athletic bigs to, drop it off to for one of those, patenting UNC dunks. So,
yeah.
yeah, definitely glad to hear that Cadeau, definitely showed out yesterday, showed those improvements. And of course, you mentioned Ian Jackson, new Tar Heel coming out of high school. You just mentioned, Cadeau's transition from high school, to college, and being able to work those kinks out in real time during the season. So as far as the freshmen go, Ian Jackson, Drake Powell, another wing player, probably be playing some time at the four as well, for some of those small ball lineups, and then James Brown as well. So yeah, tell me what you saw out of those guys, and what you're looking forward to, and how they can make a immediate impact.
So if we're talking about the freshmen, Ian Jackson, Drake Powell, James Brown, what they added to this team more than anything is just athletic abilities to start off. We're going to be moving even faster than last year. We got so many scorer options on the guards and the wings. When you add in like RJ Cadeau and Seth Trimble with Ian Jackson, Drake Powell, um, and we're up and down the court. And something we've been missing over the past few years is that athletic ability, the ability to get fast break dunks, the ability to get out in the open court and make, finishing plays. So Ian Jackson, for one, is just a pure scorer. He's fast. He's in the mix immediately. He's going to start for Carolina. There wasn't any doubt about that. Um, and what I noticed about Ian Jackson is he's gonna score 10 points just by being on the court. Um, he's just gonna score 10 points. Like he's gonna be out on the break. He probably had like 3 or 4 dunks already. Like he's gone. Like he gets a steal, he's out of here. Somebody else gets a steal and he's gone. So he's gonna get that. He's knocking down threes in the blue and white game. He's the only trouble I see him have. He's gonna have a little bit of issue with, um, just making decisions at the college level. Maybe dribbling too much, sometimes get himself in trouble. Not that he did too much of that in the blue and white game, but it's just, figuring out exactly how he's going to score the basketball, when he wants to score the basketball, because he's so talented, that he knows he can do it. So, but athletic ability with Ian Jackson, and moving to Drake Powell, man. Drake Powell is ready right now. Like his body, his size, his athletic ability, he plays like a college player already in high school. Like he's very under control. He's not gonna do too much one on one. He's going to catch and shoot threes. He's gonna get out in the open floor. I mean, he made a block that was more exciting. That might have been the most exciting play of the night, besides Seth Trimble coming down the lane and
Yeah, I saw
tomahawk.
that.
The block was amazing. I mean, everybody like stood up and like gasped. One of the fours, I can't remember who it was, if it was Ben Lubin or someone else, was going in for a dunk, and he just came from the weak side and like vertically went up and two-hand blocked it. Like it was amazing. So
Above
his
the rim.
athletic ability on defense, he's really that guy that holds teams together. He's gonna play defense. He's gonna get rebounds. He's gonna hit open threes. He's gonna dunk. So he's very impressive as well. But we haven't had those type of athletic players at Carolina in a while. It seems like on the wing. So that's the biggest thing that freshman class is adding. James Brown, very active, um, active like a Zayden Howe would have been last year, like just very active around the ball, but further along than Zayden Howe was to me. He's a little bit bigger, and he's just very active. He's around the ball. He's making plays. He's getting rebounds. He's getting little putbacks and stuff like that. So once again, active athletic ability from that freshman class is going to be key this year for us.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it, man. We've been talking about for a few years. We need to bring the backdoor live back. We need to get those.
We got it. We got it. And Cadeau threw about 3-4 lives. They didn't connect on all of them, but you got guys like Ian Jackson, Drake Powell. You got Jalen Withers. You got guys like even Cade Tyson is pretty big. He could get up there. Jalen Washington. So James Brown, all of those guys, and I think I'm missing one of those bigs. But yeah, he's got guys to throw the lob to basically now. And he was definitely trying to get a couple of lobs in.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm definitely looking forward to just seeing everybody that work they put in over the course of the end of last season, going in through the summer. Everybody coming together, having those patented UNC summers where you have the players coming back in and everybody throwing out the jerseys and divvying up the teams and, just rolling the ball out and, getting some run in. So I'm definitely looking forward to the chemistry from this team on and off the court, especially with those, those freshmen coming in, and then you have the transfers as well. Just in any setting, basketball, it can be a little tricky. But like I said, I really think, the continuity that we have from last year, the coaching staff as well, they do a really good job of making sure that they pick players who really want to be at UNC. So they take it a little bit, take it a step further than just getting in people or getting in the top player or things like that, who don't really mesh well with, what they have going on as a team. So definitely looking forward to that. And then, like you said, so we had Cadeau showed out, he had the biggest, jump, from last year to this year that you saw. I know you mentioned that.
Sure.
Yeah, we definitely looking forward to it. Like, we already know, we knew he was like that last year before he even played against.
You can see it. But it's like now instead of, he really supposed to have been a senior last year, like we say, he upclassed. Now instead of, I'm here, I'm talented, and I'm trying to figure some things out. It's like I can do what I want on that court. It looks crazy out there. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever he wanted to do, he was doing.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
One thing I think RJ, RJ's gonna be RJ, of course, and he's gonna have those RJ games, but with the added scoring punch that we're gonna get from Cadeau, Ian Jackson, Drake Powell, players like that, he's not gonna have to score 20 points a game this year. He's just not gonna have to. It's gonna be much easier, and you're gonna have to pick your poison with this team this year, man. We have guard play, man. Guard play. And they were going at each other. We got guard play. Seth Trimble, I'm glad that he came back after entering the portal. I mean, he just came through the lane and tomahawk so hard. Yeah. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
That's what we're waiting for. That's what we're waiting for.
His shot last year as well. So you expect to see him improve that even more. Cade Tyson transferred in. Now, they're comparing him to like a bigger Cormac Ryan or a Brady Manick, we don't want to do too many comparisons because it's not the same type of energy as a Brady Manek, or even a Cormac, but he's a big guy playing a stretch four. Um, from his stats, he could shoot it. He didn't shoot it well in the blue and white game. He had a couple of dunks. He didn't shoot too well, but history suggests that he's going to be shooting at a high clip. And when you got all of those scores around it, and him being able to stretch the floor like that, that is going to be big for Carolina as well. If he can knock down shots at a high clip.
Yeah, it's totally different when you're playing in the scrimmage because this your teammates. Like y'all all aren't going to be on the same court. When you're playing another team. So, of course, teams will keep an eye on them. But like you said, with our guard play, it's going to be real different. Once they get downhill, or if they have any type of space, being able to let it fly. And then, like you said, with Cade being 6'10", being a bigger forward out there at the stretch four, just just those extra passes, just with the point guard play and having multiple guards on the court, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for a lot of drives and kick to an open three. Like we seen last year, we saw how open they were to, making the extra pass, to the next player, which is, typical UNC basketball. But, like I said, always happy to see that. Definitely glad we have Cade. He made a lot of threes at a super high clip when he was in Belmont. Obviously UNC is a, whole different ball game, but I definitely think he's, more than ready for the challenge. And, definitely looking forward to having that stretch four out there so we can have some room for those guards to operate and, have some room for, Jalen Washington to, do his thing in the post too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're getting further and further away from the D. Smith and Roy Williams type of Carolina basketball where we're dumping it down in the post and having those big guys down there. We're not going to see a lot of back to the basket, Carolina basketball with the bigs that we have. Jalen Washington is extremely talented. We haven't got to see him really come out of his shell. We've seen a couple of games, but really get the minutes to come out of his shell and do some things. I mean, he can shoot the ball. He can shoot the three. He has footwork. He's just not one of those big burly guys that's going to be pounding it down low. So you're not going to see a lot of entry pass, go get a bucket this year, but we're not going to need to. We're going to be moving very fast. You're going to hear about the guard play all year long. Trust me, you're going to hear about the guard play. I mean, RJ was top 2-3 guards in the nation last year. Elliot Cadeau is going to be mentioned this year. Trust me. Seth Trimble is coming off the bench. He keeps getting better and better. Ian Jackson is one of the highly touted freshmen that's coming in. Like, you're going to hear guard play. Carolina has some of the best guard play in the country if these guys are going to do what I think they're going to do. So, not going to need a lot of post-entry passes this year.
Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to, Jalen Washington, displaying more of his game. Of course, last year in the limited time he did play, backing up Baycott. So, obviously him and Baycott couldn't be in the game at the same time. But, there were some games where, he played, 12 minutes, had 10, 11 points.
Yeah.
So, you can only imagine, if you increase that number to him playing 30, 32 minutes a game, being able to, not only increase that production from a statistical standpoint, but, just having a presence out there, like you mentioned, like him catching the ball on the block and facing up, being able to hit that jump shot, from a face up,
yeah.
Or, even him just being aggressive when it comes to getting rebounds. I mean, we saw that last year, the ball goes up, he's grabbing the rebound, he'll come down with the rebound, punch it right on your head, right off the offensive rebound. So, definitely looking forward to our bigs, being really, really good, by committee. Obviously, we had one of the legendary Tarheels, Baycott, on the block for us, for the past 5 years. So, like you said, with us not really dumping the ball into the post like a traditional UNC team, it is, obviously a different coach, different era in UNC basketball and just a different era in basketball, in general. So, definitely looking forward to him being able to, showcase his skill set more, which is definitely suited for our offense. And, looking forward to the other bigs too, to be able to,
Yeah,
get in where they fit in.
yeah, those guys. I mean, we have 3, 4 bigs that are going to play, and they all bring energy. The only thing that they're going to have to score is not going to be a problem this year, but if they can't anchor the defense, get rebounds like a Carolina basketball team does at the 4 or 5 position, and run the floor, and just be energetic, then we're going to be fine. I mean, that's all they really need to do, and we got guys who are willing to do that. I mean, Van Lubin is around the basketball. He was being very he was everywhere. He was being very energetic on the court. Jalen Withers, same thing. You know he brings energy. Um, they're just gonna have to anchor us on defense. And I hate to mention Jalen Wither and three together, but I think he is going to shoot. I don't think it was nothing wrong with the way his shot looked last year. He just wasn't knocking it down at all last year.
Mhm.
He shot very poorly. I think he will shoot better this year, um, much better this year. I think he'll be more comfortable and shoot the ball better this year. He did knock one down at the blue and white game as well. But just his energy and athletic ability running the floor with all of those guards, they're going to have to chase those guards around, and those guys are going to get dunked. James Brown, energetic. Van Lubin, energetic and bouncy. And same thing with Jalen Withers. So, yeah, definitely got
Yeah,
many.
I'm definitely looking forward to Withers and seeing his growth from last year. Like you said, he didn't really shoot it well from three last year, but I mean, Carolina's a whole different beast. So when you come from one school that doesn't have this type of pedigree of a program, which there aren't any out there, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? But when you come from a team, like Louisville, and come over to UNC, there may be a little stage fright, and
Mhm.
not just saying him in general, but anybody going from any school transferring into UNC. It's always championship or bust, Final Four or bust, Elite Eight or bust. So obviously we were there right on the cusp of that last year. Fell short, but I mean that's college basketball, man.
Yeah.
And the guys came back, and they wanted to run it back again with the players who still had eligibility from last year's team. Added some great pieces, and like you mentioned with the bigs, they're going to rebound. Definitely, you can't be a Tar Heel if you don't. As we saw
Right.
last year, with Harrison Ingram, he had a few lollygag games, and HD really made it a point of emphasis personally to call out Harrison Ingram and make sure that he got on the boards. And then next thing you know, he getting 15, 20 boards, like in single games. So yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for a fast team. Definitely excited for more buckets, and getting them in an exciting way, but also in an easier way too. Especially in the half court where we have some individual creators from a guard standpoint, and some bigs that can step out a little bit and hit some threes and just
Yeah.
create more space on the court.
And the bigs, it's going to be interesting to see which one of those bigs really steals the minutes. I mean, because I feel like it is up for grabs. Jalen Washington, to me, the most talented offensively, of course, but with the lineup that we're putting out there starting, I mean, offense isn't really the need there. So it's really going to come down to who's going to anchor the defense and get those rebounds and run the floor the best. I mean, Withers is to me the most athletic. Um, and then Van Allen Lubin is very steady as well. And then you got James Brown coming in as a freshman who's probably going to get a chance early in the season. and we're just gonna see who's gonna steal those minutes. That's gonna be interesting to keep track of. I mean, like I said, with Cade Tyson playing the four, um, it's going to be who's going to anchor that defense for us with all the scoring that we already got on the floor. So if Jalen Washington is going to get the rebounds and anchor our defense, then he'll get the minutes. But you know, that's going to be interesting. Definitely, we're going to see a lot of. I feel like from game to game, you're going to see a lot of fluctuation with that 5 spot. So we'll see who step up and take the minutes and gets the trust of Hubert Davis.
Yeah, we'll definitely find out quick. The cream definitely gonna rise to the top because our schedule, non-conference schedule, is super brazy as always. Playing some of our arch nemesis. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Old
Yeah.
and new arch nemesis
Yeah.
out here. On our schedule.
Battle tested.
Definitely gonna be battle tested. Like I said, it's nothing new. We always play. The best teams in the nation, for our non-conference schedule. And then, of course, now you add in, us doing the Maui Invitational, which is always a, great tournament for us. Specifically, if we win the Maui Invitational, it always, speaks volumes to how our season is going to go.
Definitely a good testing point for us. Every time we play in the Maui Invitational, it's definitely a good test and seeing where we are and indicative of where we'll be at the end of the season.
Yeah, and then of course we're at Kansas very early. I think that's our second game. Being at Kansas, so that's definitely going to be like our early season matchup. Like it's just going to be we really going to see who's ready. Now, granted, it's going to be a long season, so that game isn't going to tell us everything, but we're going to figure out who's ready right now very quickly, very quickly. And and it'll be a crazy test for us. Going in. I mean, obviously, historically, don't want to get too far into our recent history, with Kansas, but definitely looking forward to competing against them. Of course, the ACC SEC challenge. Like I said, one of our newer arch nemesis. Alabama. So, we get another crack at them and, get a chance to, get our face back from the, the past few times that we played them. So definitely going to be battle tested. Definitely looking forward to, seeing everybody compete, really. I mean, that's my main thing. I just need everybody to compete. What you do, what you work on, your game, be able to display it. And have fun with it, man. Rock that UNC.
You got some dogs out there too. So I mean, I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, we know RJ is there for a reason. Ian Jackson is a dog. Anytime we get those guys from the state of New York, they love to compete. You got Cadeau from Jersey as well, and then he's a competitor and winners too. I just think Drake Powell is one of those winning players. So he's going to do, even if he's not showing up in the stat sheet on the points, he's going to be doing things on the court that are going to be very important. I think he is one of the X factors to me coming off the bench. And even, if, things go extremely well, may end up starting, if other things don't go so well. So he's one of those players that how his learning curve and how quickly he can get to, his peak in his freshman year is definitely going to determine how good we are. I would be remiss to also say the receiver from Carolina's football team, Kraft, who was battling cancer, did die after that battle with cancer during the football game. They were having, some things out there for him. Everybody knew he was battling cancer, so There was a whole thing for him during the football game, and even the basketball players all wore Kraft number 13, I think it was, on their warm ups coming out. But they did have to announce that he did die during during the football game. So we want to send prayers out to him and his family and everything that was known and talked about him was that he was just a great guy. So that is definitely terrible news that happened on that day. So we want to make sure we send our prayers to his family as well. Um, but yeah, so guard play is key this year. It's going to be huge for us. The learning curve of the freshmen and how good they get is going to determine how far we go. That plus uh, the bigs who's going to steal the majority of minutes for us. Um, I think those are all the key things to watch moving forward in the season. But it's looking good, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Good. It was very
Man, we just
competitive.
need
These
to.
guys was going at each other. I mean, it was no playing around. It was uh, even though last year's game was like came down to the end of the game, like it was a closer game. Um, this game was like high intensity from what I was watching. I do have to say, RJ Barrett did go down in the game hard on a drive to the basket. He fell on his back or hip. It might be some sort of contusion. He did not return, but he did come back out to the bench. I think that was just more cautionary. Um, I don't think it's going to be a problem to start the season, but I don't really know for sure. Haven't heard too much on it. Um, but that's the
Yeah.
reason why the game did get away a little bit because he did go down and didn't come back in. But man, those guys were going at it and they were moving very fast as well. So we got athleticism, we got shooting. Um, gonna be a good year, man. From what I'm seeing,
Yeah, man.
definitely gonna be a good year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely going. Do our best to get out to some games. Check the boys out. Of course, we
Where's
got the jump man.
The Jordan Classic this year? Where is they
Yeah,
doing that
yeah,
again? Is it in
yeah.
Charlotte
The jump
again?
man. Yeah, jump man invitational. I think it's sometime in mid-December. We'll definitely get that date. They're playing Florida this year. Of course, the first year we played Michigan. Last year we played Oklahoma, and it's only 4 teams in the tournament. So, um, well, in the showcase. So, yeah. So we'll be playing Florida this year. Definitely looking forward to another dub. Definitely looking forward to another, great UNC turnout. I mean, obviously it's a home game for UNC. Always a lot of love for the Tar Heels, here in Charlotte, and then too, just being able to, have a chance to be personally to be closer to the court. With it being in Spectrum, everybody has, access to, seats that you're willing to pay for. So,
Right.
it always brings a super live crowd because you have a lot of UNC fans who live in Charlotte, um,
Yeah.
who come from other places, in state and out of
All around
state.
North Carolina.
So,
Yeah.
the building is definitely rocking
We
with
had a
those Tar
ball
Heels.
last year, man. I mean, we had fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun again. We're gonna have fun again for
Yeah.
sure.
Big
Most
energy. I
definitely.
don't think we sat down the whole time. I think we were up the
No,
whole
no,
time.
yeah, they came over. The guy from
Which
Jumpman
one? Jumpman, yeah.
Complex, Bleacher Report. He heard us yelling, all the way from down in the court, so he came up to us and was just like, hey man, like y'all live over here. So like whenever y'all score a bucket, just turn around and go crazy like y'all been doing, but you just do it in the camera. So
All in the
but that's
video.
what it is, man. Yeah, that's the same thing, like you said, that's what we do, man. Like we love UNC basketball. We standing up the whole game, whether we at the house, whether we at the
Yeah.
bar, whether we over at our friend's house watching the game, while we stomping them out. Or the same thing in the arena, man. That's why we picked those seats where there was nobody behind us. So, what I'm saying, we can really wild out and give that team that energy that we know that they need to have while they out on the court. That sometimes it's tough to get.
Yeah, and yeah, man. So that's the recap of the blue and white game, man. I mean, I think Ian Jackson had about 10. The freshmen were doing good. I think James Brown and Drake both had 8. Drake Powell, uh, they played well, man. I'm excited. This is good. I mean, if you like Carolina basketball, this is going to be exciting to watch this year. I mean, just the sheer offensive ability of this team that's coming in. It's going to be exciting games to watch. If you don't like Carolina, if you just like basketball, I mean, we're going to be going up and down the court. We're going to be scoring a lot more. So it's going to be exciting brand of basketball this year for sure. Um, we definitely got to see and emphasize on the defensive end and the rebounding. But I think we'll do that. I mean, it's a Carolina team, so I think they'll get that straight.
Carolina,
But yeah, man, that's the blue and white game, man. I'm glad I got to take my kids out there. They got to see Carolina for their first time, so they were excited. I got to take them to timeout afterwards, show them a little history, uh, take a couple
yes,
pictures,
sir.
man. So they had a ball, man, and yeah, man, it's Carolina Blue Pod. It's year 2, man. We made it through 1 year. This is the second
Yep.
year. It's going to be better. It's going to be, more access. And we're just going to talk Carolina like we've been doing since we known each other. I mean, as soon as we
Facts.
linked up,
That's
in
all.
college, we won the championship. So,
And the best times off rip.
yeah, man.
Shout
It's
out to the
Carolina Blue
BGs.
Pod, man. Yeah, shout out to we gotta bring that back actually. Nah, man.
Definitely.
So you gonna see more of us, man. It's Carolina Blue Pie signing off. I'm Trudy Blue. That's my co-host D Rock. You gonna see a lot of
Yeah.
us. Like, comment, subscribe, show us some love, man. We here. We're the guys
Yeah.
that you want to listen to when we're talking about Carolina. We got your updates. We got your recaps. We're gonna have some interviews. We got it, man. Come holler at us, man.
Yeah.
Carolina Blue
Lock in
Pie.
with us. Lock in with us.